Welcome, everyone, to the podcast. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. I am so happy to have you here, and I am very much looking forward to diving into the August energy update. There are 6 main points that Spirit wanted me to share with all of you about August, because there's a lot. There's a lot going on. And I think that's accurate for the last several months. There's been a lot going on, and it's just been getting bigger and bolder. But we're going to dive into this. Now, before I do want to let you all know that for the month of August, I'm going to be taking a break from the podcast um, just because we've got lots going on. As a family, we are adventuring here, we're going here, we'll be in this place. There's so much going on, and I just want to give myself the gift of time for all of it. So I will be back in September with the September energy update and carry on from there. So just a little hiatus. All right, let's dive into the points. So I have 6 points from Spirit about the energies of August. So the very first point, which I did talk about, I think it was 3 weeks ago now on the podcast. If you missed it, I did a podcast on Mother Earth and Mother Gaia speaking. And she came through the channeled message about how she could no longer hold the cracks of the old frequency together anymore. And what that meant was there would be more Earth events. And is it not so interesting how we're seeing way more Earth events now, right? Like it's happening. And so for any of you that missed it and you're wondering what's going on, you can go back, listen to that podcast, hear the channel from Mother Earth, because the big point that Spirit wanted me to reiterate was that this isn't about Mother Nature's wrath, Mother Nature punishing humanity with earthquakes and typhoons and floods, as much as it feels punishing and as much as Mother Nature in her full power is immense. The action of it is not in anger. It's not wrathful. And the action of it isn't also simply scientific cause and effect, right? Sometimes we kind of fall on those two sides. The action, like she said in the podcast, was really her inability to no longer hold the frequency needed to try and hold the cracks together of how the planet has been pillaged in many different ways. And that's not to say that we don't have some new, beautiful initiatives coming up, but rather she cannot hold that old, outdated frequency anymore. And in order to shift and change also, to go through an upgrade for her own self, she has to let go. And in that letting go, we see more Earth events, which we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, right? So we will be seeing more Earth events. And again, the information and the insight from Spirit is don't see this as wrathful. Don't see this as end of times either. This is recalibration on a big scale, being that it's Mother Earth. And any time that this recalibration causes loss of life, not just human life, animal, insect, plant, tree, Mother Nature grieves that. And I can even feel that in her energy when I speak it. She grieves that because she does not wish harm. Again, there isn't this wrathful part. As hard as Mother Nature can be, as a whole, there isn't a wrathful aspect. So that's where they really wanted me to start, because so much is coming out now of different events and things happening following that podcast, that to see it in that light, okay, and also kind of give some love to Mother Earth in helping her recalibrate and restructure her energy, because it's really significant right now. Okay. All right, now stepping into my second point, one of the biggest events that we have in August is the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal is called that because it's within Leo season, Leo being the lion astrologically. And it starts July 26th until August 12th, the peak day being August 8th. And that's why people talk about the 8/8 portal. And there's a lot of myth and mystery and legend and stories about the energetics of this time. And the biggest, most consistent themes that come through for me to share with all of you from Spirit is it's about personal empowerment and awakening. And so what I find really interesting is this kind of plays into my third point. So I'm going to kind of blend the two together. The third point is we are coming into a position of reclaiming our power and choice after the last 2 weeks of the internal and external chaos of July. Okay. So the last 2 weeks of July have brought us so much like strife, struggle, clarity, direction, crumbling, like everything on the internal level and externally in different ways, right? Some one more than the other for different people. But what this has done is it opens up the pathway for further awakening in those that need that extra push of awakening and personal empowerment for those that are ready for that next step. This Leo energy that wants to be seen, that wants to be the life of the party, that wants to explore and experience and touch and smell and taste. Like it wants the tangible, but it wants it in a adventurous way, is really guiding this energy of personal empowerment. Right? So it's really interesting right now that, we got really shaken up. Like if we were in a snow globe and the snow globe got totally shaken up these last 2 weeks of July. And now here we are stepping into August with this, for some people, it's almost like shaky legs, right? This feeling of kind of shaky legs, but a new beginning and feeling this energy pull of like a new beginning, right? Something new is coming, a new level of understanding. And we're stepping into that. Which is why, again, it is personal empowerment and awakening. And many of you are probably carrying both of them. And I know I am too. I mean, for me, I went to Mount Shasta mid-July. And then it took me like until the end of July. Even still, I'm feeling the aftershocks of it. But it took me a couple weeks to try and balance the energy of further awakening that I got in Mount Shasta. Right. And now I'm stepping into understanding like a little bit more of the personal empowerment as a result of it. Right. And so we're all sort of going through this transformation right now to experience this transformation, this change to be the next level. Because this next part of the year needs next level you. It needs next level me. It needs next level everyone, wherever they're at. And again, no one journey being better than the other. But this month is asking you to be your next level. Don't dim yourself into the old frequency. Step boldly into the new frequency now. What does that look like for you? How are you wanting to express that? Is it in your clothing? Is it in your, I don't know, the voice? Is it in how you have conversations? Is it in how you hold personal accountability? Like it can be so many ways, and it's about noticing what those ways are and really embracing them, right? Embrace it for you. If it means you go and dye your hair purple, dye your hair purple, because the Leo aspect that is moving through you wants the purple hair or whatever that is for you. Okay. So something to consider, reclaiming your personal power and choice. Okay. All right. Now the next thing, my fourth point about August is Spirit showed me that every week in August brings a new kind of fresh rebirth, which is really interesting. So it's almost like the phases of the moon, right? Like, you have like new moon, first quarter moon, half moon, and then like full moon, right? Like we go in the moon phases. It's like each week is giving us yet a next level of turning it over. And when I say turning it over, it's like revealing more. Right? So really pay attention to your themes, your personal themes for the week. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be bringing in different insights, different readers, different intuitives. Myself, I'll be bringing in insights for the weeks, but notice what's happening for you. Most importantly, no matter what, even if you listen to everybody else's and they're all talking about the exact same thing, listen to what your theme is, because it's unraveling these layers for you. And that's what totally matters right now. Okay. Something really significant, because it's going to bring more clarity. Week by week by week, you're going to get more clarity, and you might be surprised how it comes up. You might even think something that's burdened you for so long because you've only been looking at it one way, and then suddenly the thought comes into your head, probably from your guides, right? The thought comes into your head and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I never think of that thing? And then when you act on that thing, suddenly what burdened you for years poof, is gone, right? That's these kind of things that are coming up for August is these pieces of clarity to help you anchor into this next level you because it's so important, super important. All right, my fifth point is we will also in August be experiencing living in two realities. And that could feel very discombobulating at first, right? Like very unstable. And it can look like so many different ways. So it's really going to have to be up to your interpretation. Okay. So for some of you, it could be that like your own home life is very grounded and peaceful and communicative. But maybe your work life is very, very 3D and very surface level, very cut and dry, exact opposite. And you have to be you in both realities, right? And so it feels like the two do not mix. And we're going to notice that more. We're going to notice where some of them start to blend. But we're really going to see this kind of split into realities. And essentially, what we're seeing is the split between 3D and 5D. It's getting farther and farther apart. So before they used to run parallel, I know I've talked about this recently, but before they used to run more parallel or even really close together, but now they're pulling apart. And so with this pulling apart, we're noticing like a greater disharmony between the two realities. So what that might do for you though, is this may actually make you so uncomfortable in one reality that you choose to release it and let it go. And you're like, no, not worth it anymore, right? It may encourage you to fully focus on the reality you desire. But if it gets very uncomfortable living in the two, it's because it's asking you to choose. It means that it's no longer in your best interest to navigate both. And what that looks like is completely different to each person, right? Some people can, hold a certain frequency to maintain the lower reality, denser reality, let's say. For others, that's unbearable. So it really depends. There's no right or wrong, but your awareness is really stepping up to recognize what's happening. Okay. Now that kind of leads in then to my sixth point. My final point here is with this kind of living in two realities and feeling the split, we're also going to see that certain situations and certain people naturally are leaving your life. And at the same time, new people are going to be coming into your life, aligning with your frequency better. It's going to become palpable. And those relationships that kind of fall apart, or even situations that fall apart, are not necessarily, I don't get a big sense that they're chaotic, dramatic endings either. Like, that's it, we're done, I'm not talking to you ever again. I actually don't see it that way in the energy. It's a natural dissolution of the bond because the frequencies don't match anymore, right? It's like trying to create a braid with different types of fabric. And if they're all really slippery against each other, the braid's not going to hold very well. And so that's what I see is like just the frequencies, they don't click anymore. They don't bond. So they will naturally drift away. At the same time, you will naturally be drawn to those relationships that benefit you, that help you. Now, in that, you may also see a transformation of certain relationships too, where that relationship may be kind of teetering. And what it does, coming back to that number 5 point of living in two realities, you could have a reality with somebody where you feel it's pulling apart and they're feeling it as well in other aspects of their life, and they choose to actually step in the similar direction as you. You could see a reconfiguration of a new bonded reality between the two of you. So again, it's about recognizing what's happening and seeing it for what it is. Because here's one more final point they're giving me right now in my mind's eye. They're showing me that we are past the point of doubting our internal intuition. That for those of you watching this kind of content, you are far beyond doubting your intuition at this point. And they're saying even from January until now, your transformation has been so significant that your intuition, your sense of discernment is getting so bold and strong, you cannot deny it anymore. Which again is why we're going to see a greater split, because we cannot deny the frequency of authenticity versus the frequency that is false alignment. It just doesn't work anymore. So this really, August, is so much about empowerment. And it's about bringing everything we've learned up until now into these moments and transforming week by week by week by week. So it's going to be a really interesting month, and I'm so curious to see how this all unfolds for all of you. So I will leave that with all of you for now, and I want to thank you so much as always for joining me on the podcast. Please do share and subscribe and rate the podcast if you can as well. And just know that I appreciate you all so much for your beautiful comments and kindness and encouragement. Um, Also, your very thoughtful points, like in the messages and the comments I get, there's so much thoughtfulness and beautiful, like constructive ideas and such. So I want to say I appreciate all of you so very much. So I wish you a beautiful rest of your week, and I will see you all on the podcast back in September. So I will see you in a month. I will be continuing with some of the weekly card readings and such. Um, but yeah, I will leave that with all of you. So have a beautiful rest of your week, everyone. I'll see you in September.